Alright, so we are in a testing setup on a work in progress for flowing fluids. I see these diagonal runs like this a lot, but I'm not sure why this one is just sitting there and not doing anything. I am getting lots of can't keep up overloaded messages, but I'm not seeing any of my debugging messages to let me know that it's spotting trouble while it's running. I have a mod installed that disables the fog effect underwater, so I should be able to see clearly when I go down into water. Well, maybe not as clearly as I was expecting, but certainly a lot better than things used to be. Oh, this should look good. I want to see that there's change going on. I've got an 8 chunk distance at the moment. This looks like there's something happening right down here. Yeah. There is something there. So, okay, so it's definitely changing. We can see it happening right in front of us. Yeah, I'm seeing change and alteration in the water, so it is flowing and moving. Aha. Good. Good. So it's clearly flowing. Good. I was worried that I had broken something badly. So it's not broken. It is... Whoop. It is working. It is flowing. So I need to get out of here and... Alright. So that explains why there goes my mic. Test. Test. That explains why I saw such an odd shape in the water pattern on the surface. Alright. So the test that I am testing is improved compatibility with streams. Streams will only eat water blocks that are on top of them, and only if it is less than 1/8 of a block. I'm sorry, less than 1/16 of a block. So in particular, I should be able to use water buckets to restore the drowned and lost ocean as I approach the stream's mouth over here. So let's give that a try. And we're seeing the warning messages. Oh yeah, all over the place we're seeing warning messages. So here, oh yes, the water is flowing down the streams a lot better than it was before. I fixed the flow bug. It wasn't flowing. What you're seeing is a lot of water on the surface of the streams, and it's actually starting to flow properly now. And it looks like a mess as it basically tries to flow around, and it should stabilize and go downhill. Here's why you have the issue. Here's part of the issue. When streams generate, they generate a lot of water blocks on top of the... They generate a lot of water blocks at these waterfalls. So these waterfalls all generate huge amounts of extra water that has to flow down. And now it actually is flowing properly. Good. And it goes down. Good. And the debugging message is telling me that it's detecting and protecting the streams. Good. This is more uphill. This is a larger one than I thought. Oh yeah, there's an example of what I mean. Look at all that water coming down. Excuse me. Trying to protect the microphone and I have a Kleenex. Okay. So yeah, so it stabilizes. The water eventually becomes less than a flood. Over here we all see just the regular flow on top. This is streams flow. So there's no more finite water on top of these streams over here. Over here we're seeing block 9s. So there is actual streams water on top, flowing water on top of the streams water. Here, for example, is the streams water. Above it is the flowing water, or I should call it finite water. All right, so we've got a lot of it. We've got a lot of it coming down. And maybe the fact that I gave it 8 chunks, I didn't give it enough. Now note that there's so much water here I can't actually be pushed by the streams. This is why I want this stuff to drain properly. Give me a torch. It's under miscellaneous. Was it miscellaneous or decorative? Decorative. Let's get those ice blocks to melt so this thing can drain properly, or drain better. Same thing over here. For fun, note that there is both dirt and podzol blocks. Interesting, I didn't realize that I'm in 1.7.10 and I don't have Gani's Surface or Et Futurum installed, but I do have ATG. This is an ATG world and ATG mountainous terrain. ATG actually puts podzol in, and I didn't realize that 1.7.10 had. I didn't realize that 1.7.10 had native podzol. I thought that was only Gani's Surface or 1.8 that had native podzol. So the water is flowing. Alright, so let's see what the bottom of the streams looks like at this point. No more ice, please. So I'm hoping that we will have seen the ocean surface being recovered from all this water flowing downstream. And we won't be seeing the hole at the base of the... Yes! The hole in the ocean has refilled. So the streams are working properly. They're no longer destroying the ocean. Now, if I head way, way out, this should be the native water level. My eyes are at 63, which is here. So yeah, this is native ground, this is native water. I'm at the right height. Let's see how much of that has recovered. So this is native air. This is native air. This is native water. So the water is actually refilling into where it belongs. Good. So it's no longer being clobbered and destroyed by these stream blocks. So we're having it work. Yes. Yes. Alright, this is the non-stress test, and it's working. Note you see the water flowing from the high down there. It's flowing downhill into this area because this was the area that was stripped and eaten when the streams over here was destroying the ocean. That's now fixed. So I'm just taking a look at these lines curving around over here. Oh, finally, there we go. All right. So good, it passes the basic test and it's no longer destroying the ocean. As I'm looking for the Actually, I'm at the wrong river for the stress test. All right, so here we've got a river flowing, and it's got to level out. This is not the real stress test. This is a test. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. That is a stream's water that is not interacting with lava. Stream source. Flowing. No snow, please. And it's working. So over here, for example, we can see a very confused flow of water. We can see what coming down from there, coming down from there. Over here, the flow is all over the place. Over here, the flow is leveling out properly. This was an area that had massive flooding at one point, not because of a bug, but just because of how the stream was operating. And yeah, that'll be full down there at this point. Making sure I'm going the right way. Let's let it redraw. All right. This area over here was also being flooded and eaten and torn apart, and it's now working properly again. So that's 2 cases of the... Oh, poor Chicky. Your death was not in vain. All right, and here is the stress test. Here we have the horrible flooded world. And we should be seeing things deflood. And in particular, this side should be coming down faster now. This is the real stress test. Is it actually coming down properly? Note the water is coming through here. We've got some strange flow over here that hasn't seen that huge flood yet. It's clearly moving. I mean, you can see all the lighting updates. So now the question is this hill of water showing signs of being blocked, or is this properly flowing? How quickly should we see this go down? Somehow I was expecting that it would have flowed very rapidly, horizontally, not just stuck at about a 1 in 3 slope, I'm guessing. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. About a 1 in 4 slope is what I'm seeing. I was expecting much higher. Over here it's... Oh yeah. This used to be a stream section. As you can see, I've had some fairly destructive testing. So here's an example of water flowing. And just because it makes it so hard to see, let's clear that tree out. As this no longer has water flowing down here, there's nothing pushing the water, so it just flows backwards. Well, it's definitely emptying out. A little slower than I was expecting it to, but I can see it's having to redraw water blocks and blocks slower. If I stay here, for example, the question is, does it drop at a visibly appreciable rate? And the answer is yes. Look at that! I didn't realize that there was a different field of view underwater. All right, so this looks like a sufficiently working, shippable. Okay. Notice how the water flows down and leaves the streams untouched underneath. It takes a while, but it does. And it's trying to flow downhill. Yeah, this was the side I haven't taken a look at in a while. All right. I think this looks good and flooded. So what's going on with the flow in this area? Again, why do we see these diagonal behaviors at places? Just more of these strange... What causes these? They're not quite diagonal. And they appear in the middle of the ocean for no apparent reason. And the giant hill is now noticeably lower than it was before. All right. So there's no rainfall or evaporation yet, but there is now working streams compatibility, what should be working biomes of plenty water plants, or actually any mod water plants. Biomes of plenty is not the only one that has them. They should all work now. Relighting is still the same mess as before, unfortunately. Diagonal flow is still happening. I haven't even begun to address that. Point being, this is now playable. This is now a playable combination. And I still want to experiment with, I still want to experiment with rainfall and evaporation to see if I can come up with numbers that I like. But this is now a good, usable behavior. Alrighty. Okay.
It's 9:15.
It's still flowing over here. After all this time, it still has not finished emptying up here. So if I were to settle on a base in this area for testing, where would I make the base? I'm not going to, but it looks like it would be an interesting concept, an interesting idea. Living in an environment that is flooded and slowly clearing out. Some groups have played with the idea that you have a world border that expands and you get more territory as the world border increases. I'm wondering what it's like to have you get more territory as the water recedes type of world. I wonder if that would be something interesting. Interesting enough, I should say. This has gone on way too long. I'm going to call it now. Alright, well, thank you for watching. This is a testing and debugging, so it's going to be a little duller than most of my shows. But if you've enjoyed this, subscribe. Thank you for watching in any case. And remember, developers don't let friends destroy their worlds. Whee! Clunk! I'm sorry. I just have to give this a try. I just have to give this a try. Where's the highest point on this water line? Right around here. Can I finally ride a boat without the boat breaking? Hands off. With nothing controlling the boat, does it break? Does it move? This was not what I expected to have happen. There we go. Or no. I can't quite make it across that line. Nudge. This was not the expected behavior of a boat. Nudge. Whee! And if I crash on the tree... Nudge! You would think it would be easier to ride a boat down a current like this, wouldn't you? Nudge! Nudge! Come on, come on, come on! If I go that away... Alright. Nudge! Nudge! Come on, come on, come on! Well, riding a boat down this is a lot less moving than I thought it would be. Nudge, nudge, nudge. Come on, come on, come on. Why am I not surprised? Now, if I go down this way, nudge, 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 release. Nudge, 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 release. Nudge, 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 nudge. I'm trying not to break up. Boat, nudge. Come on, I'm supposed to go through this hole without breaking. There we go. Now it should be all downhill, right? Okay, every block in this area has a if I'm going up, I am going up. This is not the expected behavior. Look at this. All right. How much do I have to push to make it happen? Force it to happen. Make it go. All right. So I'm derping on a boat downstream in the middle of a flood. And maybe I'm going to go downhill. Maybe. All right. Well, it flows further downstream without me in it. Yeah, boats are derp. All right, well, if this has been entertaining, feel free to please subscribe. Thank you for watching, and may your direction in life be more direct and laid out than this boat's direction in life. Bye-bye.